pulled up here. This is just called Disney Adult Cringe Compilation, which I'm in already. I'm in. Dog, I am like a fucking wolf in a herd of sheep right now. As soon as I press play on this bitch. I'm ready. Let's go. All right. So right off the bat, let me see. Paying my respects to Splash Mountain. I don't even know what those words mean. What is Splash Mountain? What is there to pay respects to? Splash Mountain. I'm going to Google it. The attraction is based on the animated sequence of Disney's 1946 Song in the South, and you're putting roses on it? Why did you have to come down and pay respects to the racist water park ride? Did they shut it down? Oh damn, dude! Did they shut down the water flog because of woke? What the fuck was that? Did you just pour chocolate chips into coffee? Did you hold on? No. Run that back. No, I gotta go back a little bit more. Let's go to Disney. I'm for real trying to see what that is. That's either like chocolate chips or it might be like Cocoa Puffs or Cocoa Pebbles. Either way, you just straight up dump that into an iced coffee. Are you a toddler? That's what toddlers do. That's what a toddler would do if you gave them coffee. And you did that. And you wanted to set up your camera so we can see, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, how are you even going to do? There's no drinking that. You're going to have to crunch on that. Again, like a baby. You're going to look like a baby eating that after you're done with it. I hope it was worth it. I mean, again, you're in Disneyland. So, I mean, an adult walking around who looks like a baby, I mean, that's pretty, actually. That's standard the more that I think about it. It just feels like today, adults today just feel like their idea of adulthood is just buying super soakers that your parents wouldn't get you when you were a child. Because now you're a grown up and you have a job and you have the money. That's what adulthood is. Being a grown up, dude, most adults today are legitimately like a child's idea of what a grown up is. Like a grown up being like, dude, when I'm a grown up and I have a job and I have all the money, I'm going to buy all the Legos I want. That sentence is said exclusively by 7-year-olds and 35-year-old white dudes. And there is no in between. You know what I mean? Like there's a period in between where you like lose that. Full circle, baby. Everything full circle. Oh, dude, when I'm a grown up, I'm just going to like buy video games, all the video games I want. I'm going to eat ice cream every night for dinner. Next thing you know, you're 42 and like that's, buddy, your dreams have become a reality. Congratulations. You've made your inner child so proud in the worst way. Everybody talks about their inner child, heal their inner child. Dude, your inner child's 7. Why are you listening to a 7-year-old? Stop letting your life be guided by a 7-year-old, regardless of if that 7-year-old is you or not. These people seem very upset that Splash Mountain isn't around. And look, I'm sorry you don't get the racist log ride anymore. I'm sorry. But we can all move on. I think it's possible. I think we all have it in us. I'm sorry that you don't have the slavery water park to go to anymore. I really am, and I don't know what to tell you about that. I feel like this is something you should be able to recover from. What if I don't want to dress up to go to Disney World? That doesn't make me a buzzkill. I don't want to cosplay the thing, right? Like, I don't want to go to the Renaissance Festival and pretend that I'm actually in Renaissance times. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool drinking a Diet Pepsi and just watching you nerds pretend to be a blacksmith or whatever for a day, which is great, by the way. Let me know, like this is your idea of fantasy. This is your idea of like, oh, if I could just close my eyes and I could make believe who I want to be. Who you want to be is a blacksmith in 1382 who's going to die in 2 weeks because you got a tiny cut on your hand and the medicine infected it, because that was medicine back then. Medicine was dirt. But what they thought was good dirt. You rub the good dirt into the wound, and that heals it. That gets rid of the bad dirt. That was their medicine. This is who you wanted to be, dude. This is what you dreamt of as a little boy. It's like, if I could just close my eyes and I imagine really tight, I'm just like sleeping on the floor, and it's like 1357. And I've never eaten anything but radishes. Do you just want to watch somebody walk through a place you've walked through before? Probably a lot. If I'm being honest with ourselves, if you're the kind of person to watch it on the treadmill, you've probably walked through there a lot. So you just want to pretend to be walking somewhere that you walked before. Brother, we got to reach higher. We really got to believe in ourselves, and this is what you aspire to. It used to be dudes looking at pictures of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and being like, that's me, I'm going to be that. And that's what you aspire to be walking in an amusement park. We really got to believe in ourselves. You know what I mean? We really like, you got to, where is the love for me? You know what I'm saying? That's where it starts. Holy hell. Excuse me, have you been to a brewery as of recently? Every brewery looks like an Applebee's. Breweries, dude, I'm like a Midwestern potato. I really have to slow down when I say brewery. Brewery. Fuck it, I'm just slipping back into it. Brewery. I'm just saying it like that. Y'all are going to have to accept it. Every single brewery that you ever go to looks like a fucking Applebee's now. That's what it is. That is the new go-to like family dining thing. Our breweries. I'll have boys be like, yeah, let's go hang out at this brewery. I'm like, oh, cool. That sounds nice. And I'm sitting next to 5-year-olds. And they're like, yeah, have you tried this IPA? And it's like, who thought of this? Who thought this was a good idea? And who wants this? Yeah, bring the kids where the booze is. That's the whole thing. Like, we talk about this, here's the thing. People talk about how there's kind of a lack of places like specifically and just for children now, like just for youth. And I do agree with that. I do agree that that is an issue, and I do agree that is something that can be worked on and resolved. But can I also point out the kind of lack of a place for like just grown-ups anymore? Is that real? Am I crazy? I feel like that's a real thing too. Like when I say breweries, it's an alcohol that it's an environment specifically about drinking. Why are kids here? Why is there a play set? Why are we bringing toddlers to drink with us? Does that make sense to anybody else? Am I crazy for thinking that? Same reason when I go to an R-rated movie. Why is there a toddler here? Why is there a 4-year-old here? It's rated R. It's for grown-ups. Can this be like a grown-up environment? Can we just like anywhere? You know what I mean? I feel like it's everywhere now. Everybody thinks it's just cool to like bring your kids wherever. In the same way that people complain about like people just bring their dogs everywhere now, which again, I understand. As somebody who loves dogs are my favorite thing in the world, but I do get that argument and I do understand it and I do think there are good points about it. I kind of feel the same way with kids. I've had a lot of moments in my life, like not too long ago, where I was just like, dude, this feels like this is supposed to be like an adult grown-up environment. Can we just have adults? And you're like the bad guy for saying that. You're the dick for bringing that up. And I don't know. Bro, if you're fucking at Disneyland, that's what I'm saying, dude. I brought this up before, but I'm going to bring this up again. I'm serious, not for all of them. I want to clarify it's not for all of them. But I think for some of these, I think for at least a sizable amount of these fucking Disney weirdos, it is a fetish thing. This shit is a fetish thing. And we will have this conversation on a national scale at some point, but y'all aren't ready for it. But I've been saying it. I just at a certain point, like, I'm just saying, it's not all of them. Again, I want to clarify. I understand it's not every single one of them. I'm just saying there's a lot more of these folks than you think fucking with the mouse ears on. And I'm putting it out there just now so you guys can come back to this. And I'm vilified, right? Like that's the new age of kind of fetish, or not really kink. I don't think is the right word, but I think we are experiencing this kind of new wave of sexuality on the internet because the internet just dictates everything around us. I think it's creating this almost weird new wave of sexuality where it's things that are sexual or sexual in nature or are maybe some kind of fetish or kink or specific to that, but they're not allowed to blatantly be. Does that make any sense? Like, I feel like thirst traps are a perfect example. Like, that's why they're called traps and not just like sexy pictures or sexy posts. Like, they're not outwardly, the point of the video or the photo or whatever it may be isn't outwardly, hey, look at me, I'm hot and sexy, but we all know that's exactly what it is. It's maybe kind of sneaked in there. That's what it feels like almost all of media and all of content is now. Is just almost all content now feels like a thirst trap. In a weird way. It's all this weird sexual undertone stuff, but of course it's not really. No, this isn't like a, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? It just feels like everything now. It's Sweethearts Night at Disney and the couple behind you is doing too much. Dude, this is what I'm saying. Even if they're not horny for Disney, these people are horny at Disneyland. Brother, why are you horned up at Disneyland? This is the happiest place on earth. This is not where this is supposed to be happening. This is supposed to be Mickey Mouse and magic and fairies and wizards and trolls and things and that, and you're sitting over there like, take your fucking clothes off, bitch. And it's like Goofy's standing right there. Why are you horned up right now, dude? This kid looks the least excited out of everybody that I've seen so far to be at the park. The child, the place that this, the person that this whole place is for, even he is just like, hey, yeah, hi, what's going on? Yeah, I'm just kind of here. Maybe I thought I could ride the teacups, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that because Mom has to do a photo session outside of the castle, and that's going to take a while. Everybody knows. Yeah, see, all the adults are like, and the children are just like, sure, I guess. That kid just wants to play Fortnite. That's the wildest part about this. That kid just wants to play Fortnite. He doesn't want to be here. Look, I mean, hey, if that's what makes you happy, that's what makes you happy. Me sitting here making fun of you makes me like a weird, piece of shit. Like I should, like, again, I'm not admonished to that, and I will admit and stand by that. But I'm allowed to think that it's kind of weird and lame, and think that maybe you should aim a little bit higher. Is that not? I mean, is that not? That's. I just think it's weird. I'm allowed to think that it's weird. You're allowed to do whatever you want. You're allowed to be a Disney adult to the full max. Crank it to 11. You are fully allowed to live that life, and I don't think that life should be impeded or restricted from you in any way, shape, or form. And I'm allowed to think that that makes you a fucking weirdo. Are we even? Cool. There you go, Internet. Nuance.
So many characters. Heroes. I have met Thor, Ant-Man,
Dude, and here's the wild thing. Here's the wild thing with Disney buying everything up and just sucking up every property around it. There's so many weird things like Star Wars and now, Marvel and things like that. These weird properties that you Disney nerd, you Disney adult, before all this, independently, more than likely, vast majority of them could not give less of a shit about Star Wars. Could not give less of a shit about Spider-Man, whatever Marvel characters, right? But now the second that Disney owns them, oh my God, you have to come down and see the Marvel part of Disneyland. They just put it. It has all of my favorite characters. Really? All your favorite characters that you've known, that you've absolutely given a shit about before any of this happened, before they were bought up. You've read all the, and I hate to be this dude. I'm not even a comic book guy. I don't give a shit. But it's like, you're sitting here talking to me acting like you've been reading the comic books your entire life growing up, and you've never even touched one. You just know that Disney owns them now. And so it's like, oh my God, they have Thor? You didn't know who the fuck Thor was. You barely knew who Iron Man was. Let's all be honest with ourselves here. Just like, why are you clinging harder to be an even bigger nerd? You know what I mean? It's just this way. And you never gave a shit about Star Wars before this. Probably in the same sense that most people do. And that most people like Star Wars. I like Star Wars. I don't really give a shit about that. But I guarantee you, the second that they bought them up, oh my God, they've got all the characters that I love. Oh, I'm sure they do. Everything is just sports for people now. It's that analogy that I've used before. It's that same sense of like, do you really love that guy, or is he just the quarterback for your team now? So you kind of have to get behind him. Like, that happens a lot. I mean, everything's sports for everybody. When there's a hurricane at Disneyland, but you're still vibing, well, then whatever happens to you, I don't care. Honestly, at that point. If I'm being real with you, at that point, sayonara. You know it's there. You're so aware of it that you're making a TikTok about it. You're an adult. It's America. This is a free country. Whatever happens to you, happens to you. I don't think Disneyland or Disney should be sued at all if these people are like swept away and like ripped to shreds by a hurricane because they wanted to TikTok during it. No. That's God's right to do that. And we should allow that to happen. And nobody should interfere. Don't stop it. Don't sue. Let the families be. If you get torn inside out during a hurricane because you're at Disneyland and you know the hurricane is coming, I think Mother Nature should be allowed to take its course. When all of you skip church to go to Disney, so you praise him on the Seven Dwarfs mine train. Dude, you skip church to go to Disneyland. Holy shit. You found the one way to make skipping church lame. Honestly, congratulations. You found it. I didn't think it was possible. Do you want to skip church? Yeah, sure. Yeah, we're going to go to Disneyland and ride the Pete's Dragon Coaster. Honestly, I think I'll just go to church. Then I'll just get out and go home. You be good, man. I'll be chilling. It's fine. What are you talking about? We skip church together. Don't act like you're being a degenerate. Don't act like you're being like, ooh, we were bad and we skipped church to go ride the teacups. Tee-hee. Don't tell Jesus. Come on, man. Look at yourself. Live a little bit. Finger your girlfriend that you skipped church with that you met at Sunday school on there with it. Come on. Let's have a little something. Anything? There's got to be some debauchery or it's not worth it. There's got to be some level of sin involved or else you might as well have just gone to church at that point. I mean, if we're just being honest with each other.
Dying to ride Flight of Passage at Disney World, but you weren't sure if you'd fit? Deanna asked the cast member if she could try the test seat, and he was super accommodating. He said that she...
Bro, never in my life do I ever want to be in a place where I would wonder if I fit into an amusement park ride or not. I think just the fact that I would have to wonder, that I would even question it for a second, would be the like, dude, fuck the amusement park. It's all right. I got to go. We're going to go buy a lot of salad mix right now. That's what's happening. Changes are happening in my life right now. No, you don't understand. I literally just had the thought, a real legitimate fear that I might not fit on a roller coaster. I'm stopping everything and I'm reworking my entire life right now. Are you kidding me? If I had to stop and legitimately consider if I would fit on a roller coaster or not, my immediate thought afterwards wouldn't be, well, put me on that tester seat, see if they can latch it on up for me. Jesus Christ. And the fact that they have to have one. The fact that they have to have one for you fat fucks. Holy shit. That's what's wild about it. It's already there. I couldn't even do. This is something I would do as a bit. I would make that joke walking around Disney World. It's like, hey, what if they had like a tester outside of the one to see if everybody fits in it? And they do. And they fucking do. Holy hell. And I don't know a nicer way to say this when people are like, well, they don't make it. They should make this bigger because it's not big enough for people my size. Bitch, people ain't supposed to be 500 pounds. They're not. They're not. They're not. People are not. Human beings are not supposed to be 500 pounds. I'm sorry if that's cruel. I'm sorry if that's judgmental. I'm sorry, but they're not supposed to be. The human body is not built to withstand 500 fucking pounds. I don't know of a nicer way to say that. Airplane seats can only be of such a certain size because we have to fit everybody on. It's not my bad that it's not my fault that you're taking up the size of two people. It's not my fault that you count as two. All right. It's not my fact that you contain multiple. It's not my fact that you contain multitudes. That's a you problem. People aren't supposed to be 500 pounds. Figure it out. And so many video essay recommendations about like, here's the problem with Disney adults. Dude, I don't need to know the problem. I don't need a 30-minute video essay to explain to me that Disney adults are a bunch of weird losers. I know that. Dude, everybody now either just wants to be 12 years old again or they want to be a cartoon character. That's where I'm at. That's what I'm kind of coming to find. Like, have you seen that now? People will talk to you, especially on the internet, if they're making videos. Like, it's a grown-ass adult, and they're talking to you, and they're talking like a way that, like, a cartoon would. Almost like they didn't grow up talking to people, and they were only socialized by Cartoon Network. Has anybody else noticed this weird genre of person? Because they're very real, and I've encountered them all the time. The amount of times that I find myself having a conversation with somebody, And I just lock eyes with him, and I really just want to say, I'm like, can you talk to me like a human being? Can you talk to me just a normal, like regular, normal human person? Jesus Christ. Like, this is your whole life. Your whole life revolves around going to a theme park. I need you to understand that. I really want you to sit down and I want you to process that thought and all the emotions that come with it. My entire life, my entire drive, my entire goal, my entire being revolves around going to a theme park. How does that make you feel? When you really frame it like that, and you're like, how does that make you feel? Do you think does it make you think maybe you could reach a little bit higher? We could go for something a little bit more substantial, like anything. I mean, again, I want to say like, oh, I'm not judging people, but I am. That's exactly what I've been doing this whole time, is judging people. But again, as I reiterated before, they are allowed to be weird Disney adults. They are more than free to do that. I'm free to think that it's fucking weird.
I am coming to you with an update I never thought I would have.
Okay.
It looks like Disneyland has started replacing these 50th anniversary medallions in the Esplanade. Look!
I don't know what any of those words mean when you put them together in that order. No sentence has ever meant less to me in my life. Just so we're clear on that right now.
They're brand new! Mine has not yet been replaced, but this one in the same section was replaced sometime in the past day or so. I can't believe they're replacing them.
I can believe that there's a grounds crew that replaces shit that starts to wear away at Disneyland. I can believe that. I don't know what any of this is, and I can believe that. I don't know what's going on here. Jesus Christ, are these people okay?
So I'm 22.
Cool.
Okay. Sorry.
About to have a heart attack?
No, my sister. Okay.
Dude, you know what's the craziest part about all these pedo hunter videos is every time they find these dudes, they're always just like the weird, sloppiest nerds. And it's like, okay, I mean, but you still have to like be convincing and charming and like likable to this underage person that you're trying to meet. You know that, right? Like, you can't just show up to meet a 13-year-old and be like, can I fuck you? And expect that to work, because it's not going to. Like, you're a weird loser when you talk to grown-ups. You're going to be an even weirder loser when you talk to this 13-year-old girl. I don't know how you think this is going, dude, but it usually doesn't end well for anybody. You know what probably would have happened if he would have ended up actually meeting a 13-year-old girl? She probably after an hour would have been like, okay, well, I'm gonna go home now. Bye. And just like slunk away. And he's like, okay.
You're refusing.
What crime have I committed?
So at the end of the day, if law
It's
enforcement,
not the end, it's the beginning.
listen to me for a sec. So if law enforcement requests your
It's not the end. It's the beginning. God damn it, dude. Do you know how annoying you have to be for me to like be on a cop's side? These people find a way to do it, though. They really find a. It's not the end of the day. It's the beginning. All right, Poindexter. All right. Well, now I'm rooting for the cop. Honestly, yeah. I'm just saying, if a little brutality happens, I didn't see anything. Just because you wanted to be a nerd. All right. It's not the end of the day. It's actually the beginning. What did you think? Do you think the real world works like that? Do you think people win by doing bazingas? I'm going to get away with my crazy hot comeback. Actually, next thing you know, bow! Straight to the head, dude.